In a remote village in Afghanistan, Rafaullah tends to his family's orchard as the call to prayer sounds. His father was an imam called Haji Raz Muhammad, who used to lead prayers in a local mosque. In 2020, the ABC obtained interviews with Rafaullah and other villagers about a 2012 military operation.
د ماخستان پر منځ باندې ډوډۍ مو خوړله دغه نه پس چې جمعه ته ولاړو زه ومه او زما پلارو دغه رقم زما بل ورور چې موږ پر منځ باندې ولاړو سوله ترپۍ و چې عسکر رااله.
The soldiers were members of Australia's elite Special Air Service Regiment, the SAS. They were hunting for an Afghan soldier who'd gone rogue and killed 3 Australian comrades.
Part of the operations this week, there'll still be special operations combined with our mentoring teams and the Afghan National Forces trying to find this fellow.
Spearheading the August 2012 mission were some members of 2 Squadron SAS, including Corporal Ben Roberts-Smith. They swept into the village of Sola and detained the local imam, while his 8-year-old son looked on.
کتل چې لنګوټه بلې وراواخسته سره څیرې کړه دا نور د ماجد ته خلکو لاسونه پر وتړله دا نور برای سره ولاړ که زم دلته سره موجود ولاړ ومه زه برای څو وولم چې راواخستم ولځه ولاړ سه تا ته چش درکې زما چې د زما د پلار څنګ ته ولاړ مال ماته څه نه دي راکړي برای زه ووهلم ډېر ټینګ ووهلم برای د کور په خوا باندې ولاړ سه.
Sola villagers say they were corralled onto the street with the imam.
موږ چې ماجد راواوښت امریکایان په پښو پیاده رااله پیاده چې رااله موږ یې ګیر کړو ملا صاحب یې ګرد یې لاسونه یې وتړل سترګې یې وتړلې یوه دانه ترجمان ورسره و چې موږ ته دا خبرې راته کول په سترګې پر خوله یې ټوپک رانیولی د هغه په سر کې دلته یو سره دغه معلومېدله بله دغه خبرو غږ شی مو نسو کولی شاته مو دستي عسکر ولاړ دغه.
Soon, the imam was dead. But in the chaos of the SAS raid, the villagers say they had no idea what had happened.
کور د سترګې تړلې وه دوی چې دا جمله صاحب د خلکو څنګ ته وویشت څوک نه دي په خبر سوي دا څنګه وویشتلې دلته چې ټاک وکړې د دروازه په لغته وویل څوک نه دي په خبر سوي دا به ټاک کې دروازه په لغته.
The imam's adult son, Abdul Jalil, was also shot dead on the street.
بل دغه جګر یې داسې ګرځېدل سوی و لکه یو سپی می چې مقصد ورسېدلی داسې یعنې دا جګر یې ګرځېدل سوی په منګوچو او بله مرمۍ یې په دا جګر کې ویشتلې وو.
زوی مو ماخستان پیدا کړي د هغه په 4 بجې چې دوی ولاړه پلار مو ګر سره سار پیدا کړي ته په انځر و په هغو انځرو کې ویشتې وو بله چا نه دي لیدلې سار چې لمر راوختې دی چې پیدا کړي بر په دا نور خلکو دا سر ویشته سوی وه دغسې پرته وه.
The killings outraged the villagers, who took the imam's body to authorities in protest.
دغه سره خسي په موټر کې شو دلته د کور سړی بالا وینه د دې کې سموجر دیشت لويس نه بار وسره لاړو چې موږ دغه سیال دي د مجبند دی والي صاحب ته مو ولې چې دا ولي نه کې خلګم د کور سره سبي دا وسولي د کار دي
هغه د موږ د موږ بنديان به وي پر موږ چاپم مول موږ خلک شهیدان کړل پر چې شهیدان.
The night raid on Sola sparked a diplomatic incident.
A statement says Afghan President Hamid Karzai strongly condemns the unilateral military operation conducted by the Australian troops.
But the Australian government was quick to justify the deadly mission.
Any loss of life is of course regrettable, but I'm advised by the Chief of the Defence Force that the 2 people who were killed have been confirmed as insurgents, both by Australian sources and by Afghan sources.
We followed all the normal processes to conduct the operation, applied all our normal rules of engagement, and that's the information that we've provided back to the Afghan authorities, and I think they need to do some untangling of their own reporting lines.
Just over a decade later, it's the Australian account that's in question, and the alleged role of its most decorated living soldier is up for scrutiny by war crimes investigators.
This father and son were both civilians. They were not insurgents. And this, the case was referred to Australian Defence Forces. It was incidents like this that at the time didn't even receive a response, an apology.
7:30 can reveal that Ben Roberts-Smith was one of the soldiers present during the killing of the imam. He's named in a classified military document about the Sola raid, seen by this program.
Recommendation 11. Those soldiers directly involved in killing the local nationals, Corporal Robert Smith, Corporal be monitored for psychological injury.
A defence investigation at the time found the killing was justified because the imam was allegedly seen talking on a radio. But defence sources have told the ABC of allegations that Haji Raz Mohammed was executed while unarmed and under control, and that another soldier then planted a radio on the Afghan's body to conceal that he was not involved in hostilities. Those sources say Ben Roberts-Smith allegedly ordered a subordinate to shoot the imam. The matter is now with the Office of the Special Investigator, the OSI, for consideration. It says it doesn't comment on individuals' allegations or whether they're the subject of investigation.
Proper investigations and prosecution and accountability in courts in Australia for allegations of war crimes in Afghanistan is of immense importance to people in Afghanistan. I think addressing this issue in Australia will send a message that at least one country who was involved in Afghanistan really cared enough to see this through, to ensure justice for victims.
In a statement to 7:30, former Defence Minister Stephen Smith said given the matters were potentially before the OSI, it would be inappropriate to add to the public commentary. The alleged events in Solar are separate to those detailed in Ben Roberts-Smith's defamation case. The federal court last week found that on the balance of probabilities, he murdered 4 unarmed Afghan civilians between April 2009 and September 2012. His lawyers are considering an appeal. They told the ABC that at no stage had their client ever been engaged in a breach of the rules of engagement. For the family of the slain imam, Haji Raz Mohammed, justice lies with witnesses and a legal system half a world away.
دغه ته هیواته و دې ته مو پیغام دا دی چې مثلا زموږ سره خو ظلم سوی دی مادي سره اوس که زموږ سره مرسته کول غواړي که زموږ سره مثلا زموږ غم را قرار کوي د دغه ظالمانو سره چې دغه شان ظلم وشي